G'day everyone, it's me, the Anti-Theocrat, back with another one. Before I go into the main content, it's a quick sales pitch. It's the only one you're getting, so enjoy it. Below these videos, I do attach all links to the information if there are links to be had. I also archive all of the information if that's possible. I also supply links to other platforms for my content and how to support me if you wish to do so. That'd be nice, but no requirement. That's it. That's my intro. That's my sales pitch. It's all I've got. It's all you're ever going to get. And now, on with the show. Okay, let's fix this background image. There we go. We might as well kick off with this every time until we get better news out of Victoria. But with the current loans from China and the dictator for life, Mr. Andrews, looking for his emergency powers to go on forever past his 6-month deadline, yeah, I think this is an appropriate Victorian flag, and it triggered quite a few people, so that's got to be good. What are we looking at? We're looking at Google. Google wants my help. Oh, poor Google. If you're in Australia, and I'm assuming because this is Australian related, you won't be getting this anywhere else in the world. But anyway, we're getting this warning pops up over the bottom of our YouTube videos at the moment. So you can dismiss it every time it comes up, but it will keep coming up. There's no algorithm that says, now you've dismissed it, we'll fuck off. Nope. Get informed. YouTube is at risk. Well, you know, YouTube's been fucking us over for a long time. What about it? You know, there are other platforms. I put out my material on other platforms. I'm not too worried about YouTube being at risk. If YouTube dies, then maybe there's a chance that other platforms will get their time. But anyway, find out more about a new law that could hurt your YouTube experience. I'm so terrified. It's just horrible. My oh no, my YouTube experience could be damaged. Look, I'm lucky to get half of the things I'm subscribed to coming up in my feed. So don't talk to me about what YouTube's good at. The one thing it's good at is screwing me over. And as a creator who came late to the platform because I stopped and did community radio first. I should have just gone to YouTube when I was planning to. But anyway, I did it a different way, and because of that, I've come in when there's no fucking money to be made making videos like this, because YouTube's screwing us all. Do I give a shit that YouTube needs me? No, I don't. But I opened the link because I'm dedicated. Okay, this is where the link takes us. Google in Australia. Open letter to Australians. We need to let you know about new government regulations that could hurt how Australians use Google search and YouTube. Well, I don't care. I already use DuckDuckGo initially for my searches quite often because it's connected to 2 of my browsers. I go to Google when I don't find what I'm after on DuckDuckGo, or if I'm using the other browser. I tend to use 3 different browsers, even though I've got more connected to the system. I tend to use 3 on a regular basis. So I'll use DuckDuckGo as my first out search. And I remember a time before Google search. I remember Yahoo. I remember MSN search. And I remember when Google arrived on the market, and I still used the old search engines to cross-reference my searches with Google. We've become far too dependent on Google. I think Google search being harmed could be good for the search market. In any case, Google search doesn't do me any favours. They have algorithms that hide things from me. I use DuckDuckGo because although it's not always a better search engine, there are things it just won't hide from me. So, and it tries to hide me as well, and whether it hides me or not, I don't know. I use a VPN anyway, so I have 2 VPNs on the system. I will switch between them depending on how I'm feeling on any day, or how my system's running, or how the VPNs are running, or which country I'm in. A new proposed law. We'll move on anyway, because YouTube, I've already said, they've screwed us over for long enough. I don't care. If YouTube died, maybe some of the other platforms would get a chance to thrive. Hopefully, they wouldn't end up as screwed up as YouTube has ended up. A proposed law, the new Media Bargaining Code, would force us to provide you with dramatically worse Google search and YouTube. I can't see how it can be worse than what you've provided us already myself. But go ahead. Could lead to your data being handed over to big new businesses. Why? You upset that it's been handed to big new businesses? You were happy with it being handed to the news businesses, sorry. You were happy with it being handed over to the old big the big old news businesses. I don't know what your problem is. What do you want about? News. Oh, look, you're trying to make me scared of news businesses. You flog the shit out of CNN and Fox News and whatever in the fuck else you're supporting. I don't know which ones you're supporting these days. I tend to avoid the mainstream newses anyway, if I can, or unless there's something there I need to look up. And then I'm a source searcher anyway, so I will go to a platform and search where they source their information and go back that step and then see if they source their information from somewhere else and source back that step. So I don't always use the first place I find. I try to find the first place it was reported. And that gives me more information about whether it's factual or not, or whether it came from a viable source, you know. The news businesses you like to support will just take things off the wire and write them regardless of whether without any research. So why would I be bothered by this? And would put the free services you use at risk in Australia. What free services? You seen what I pay for internet in Australia? I can get faster speeds for a damn sight less in China. So, yeah. Anyway, I pay through the nose for my internet, and what free services you think I'm getting that I might not get? You haven't specified. You just decided that, well, you're going to charge me for searches. Then I use the VPN and I use DuckDuckGo from America or somewhere. What about it? The new Aussie search every day on Google, the way Aussies search every day on Google is at risk from new regulation. Yes, you said. You've always relied on Google search. No, I haven't. MSN and Yahoo were early players in the search market that I recall using before Google appeared and took over the market. And admittedly, at the beginning, you had good algorithms. You weren't blocking us from things. And YouTube. Yep. Bring on BitChute. And show you what is most relevant and helpful to you. No, you will actively hide things from me because they don't fit whatever view I should be having of the world. We could no longer guarantee that under this law, God, I know it's early in the morning, but you know, the law should force us to give an unfair advantage to one group of businesses, news media businesses, over everyone else who has a website. You already do that. Just you choose which ones. YouTube channel or small business. You already do that to us as well. You try and find Tim Cast or whatever in the fuck he calls himself now without having already been subscribed as I am, because I know where he is, but I bet there's a lot of new people out there who probably aren't finding him quite as easily because he's not one of your chosen. News media businesses alone would be given information that would help them artificially inflate their ranking over everyone else. This sounds like what you're doing already. Do you know how often I put my autoplay feed on and I get thrown to a news media network? They're not in my feed. I have not subscribed to them. I watched them once and now every second video in my fucking autoplay throws me to news media. And that's you. That's you did that. I could show you this in action. I could play you a video from Timcast. We'll go for that example. And the next video to play will be, I think it's Fox News or something that pops up. I can't fucking remember which one it is because I normally skip it as fast as I bloody can. But why in the hell are you forcing this shit on me? Well, who cares if the government does it to me? You already do that. We've always treated all website owners fairly when it comes to information we share about ranking. You are so fucking full of shit. So fucking full of shit, it's unbelievable. The proposed changes are not fair, and they mean that Google search results and YouTube will be worse for you. I swear it can't get worse. Google have been in charge for far too bloody long. Your search data may be at risk. I love how they've highlighted search. Your search data might be at risk. My search data was always at risk. Google is an advertising company that keeps records of what I search for. I turn off as many tracking functions in my Google devices and on my Google running machines as I possibly can. And then I run a VPN, and quite often I will use modes in browsers that are supposed to give me a certain level of protection as well. And by doubling down on tripling down on all these things, I hope Google's learning less about me than it ever bloody has before. Because you collect my data and you use it as you see fit. This is just about telling news media businesses how to gain access to my data. Well, you know what? I don't want them having my data, but I don't necessarily want you having my data. What's the difference? Do you give me options? I noticed that in the back of my phone you installed a COVID tracking device without my fucking permission. And the only way that I could get rid of the damn thing is to turn off all Google services in my phone. Did you give a fuck about my privacy or what I wanted you to obtain of my data when you did that? There's no way of knowing if any data handed over will be protected or how it might be used by news media businesses. You really don't like the news media businesses, do you? You're worried that they're going to take some of your advertising market from you if the data goes to them and they're given access to us. Because you are an advertising company. Hurting the free services you use. Oh, go ahead. We deeply believe in the importance of news to society. No, you fucking don't. You believe in channeling what you think we should see to us. That's what you believe in. We partner closely with Australian news media businesses. Yeah, none of which I would give time of the fucking day, but they're the news media businesses you've chosen. We already pay them millions of dollars and send them billions of free clicks every year. Yeah, and if they get the information directly, they cut you out, don't they? The middleman's gone. Oh dear, and you don't get your revenue. I see where this is going. The profit share's going down in Australia, is it? We're offering to pay more to license content. Really? But rather than encouraging these types of partnerships, I don't want you having these partnerships, okay? This is part of the problem. You set up partnerships with the people you think I should have filtered in my direction. There's a 5-year-old in my office. We'll let him go out, shall we? Go on then. He was struggling with quiet. Hopefully he won't be back. Yeah. Where were we? yes, you are encouraging partnerships. Yeah, look, I just don't give. Don't give. The law is set up to give big media companies special treatment. And that's what you just said you've been doing. You just said you've been paying millions of dollars to big news media. And at the moment, you're not paying out anything of your revenues to creators. Or at least not to the creators you've decided are telling the story you don't want heard. So rather than just share your dividends around evenly, you've decided which things get supported and which don't. Basically, cutesy cat videos, stupid, short, hard to call them entertainment crap. YouTube for kids. Have you seen the shit on that? I just had 5-year-old leave the room. I swear. We're trying to wean him off anything to do with YouTube for kids because he's got in his fucking head that he has to narrate his whole fucking life. He never shuts up. Everything. And when he's got nothing to say, he just invents stories and rambles. And everything's about the computer games that, you know, he's imagining in his head. It's just fucking annoying. But this is the shit you pay for. You'll pay for that, but you won't pay for my videos. Not that I've tried to monetize, because I'm not that fucking stupid. At the moment, that would just put me under the spotlight. And you'd fucking try and take me out of any chance of arriving in the algorithms. And because I don't self-censor myself, I'm already pretty fucked anyway. But you choose who gets your money. You choose who we get to see by choosing who gets paid. I don't see how this is any different, except you don't get to make the choices. And to encourage them to make enormous and unreasonable demands that would put our free services at risk. I don't care. I'll use other services. Yahoo's still out there, you know. I used to use another search engine at one time. What do I use? Can't even remember. But I've used other search engines. I'm not addicted to Google. This law wouldn't just impact the way Google and YouTube work with news media businesses. It would impact all of our Australian... It wouldn't just impact you. It would impact all of your Australian users. So we want to let you know. We're going to do everything we possibly can to get this proposal changed so we can protect how search and YouTube work for you in Australia and continue to build directive partnerships. You don't build constructive partnerships. You are building politically motivated and ideology-driven partnerships with their choice of news media. Not choose one over the other. You fucking do that all the time. We've just been through it. Stop fucking lying. You'll hear this more about this from the coming days. Stay tuned. I look forward to more of your lies, Mel Silver. More of your fucking outlandish lies. Because I don't know what this government bill will do. And I'm never scared of what the government dictate in Victoria. This is the cow that put her name on this. She looks the part. But anyway, I am not scared of what the government in Australia decide they're going to do with the internet. Because that has never, ever worked. They've told us they would cut us off from things, and they're going to implement bills, and they're going to put up firewalls and safety things and all that shit, and none of it ever works. And then all it takes is someone like me to set up a VPN and have all my devices on a VPN, and I'm out of here. I'm not in Australia anymore. And I do this in China, where they have a firewall that is well maintained. An extremely expensively maintained firewall, where I know people all over China doing business through VPNs so that they can access Western media and Western advertising. I'm not the only person in China by a long shot using VPNs. I know many other people through my contacts using VPNs. If they can't keep us in China, they can't keep us in Australia. Anyway, Mel, you lying cow, none of this was honest. None of this at all. You've told us bugger all about what the government are actually proposing. All you've done is say it might hurt your bottom end. And to tell us that, you've tried to imply that you are the best company in the world doing the best job in the world, and that is just another fucking lie on top of all the others. Alright, I think I was passionate enough about this one. I really don't give a flying fuck what Google think they want me to do, or what they think harm is going to come to my life when YouTube and Google don't exist anymore. There are now other platforms. There have always been other search engines. And maybe without Google sitting on top of them all, hogging all the money and the resources, they'll have a chance to thrive. Maybe we'll get options, and I think options are bloody good for us. I got a 5-year-old sniffing and snorting next to me. He's got himself a bloody head cold. Shush!
No, I can't.
Alright, that's it. He can't be quiet anymore. Then I think I'm done with Google and YouTube. I'm pretty much done with them anyway. Like I said, I don't search through Google initially most of the time. And I post my video to I upload my raw data to another platform and share that platform on most media. I've got to admit, I have been putting up 2 links on a lot of them, and that links the YouTube as the first one. And I'm going to go back to linking the other one, because fuck YouTube. And if this is how they're going to treat me, like I'm a bloody idiot, then yeah, really, fuck YouTube. Fuck you, Mel Silver. And that's it. I've had enough. I'm going. I do not want to do this anymore. I've had enough of this. I'm out of here. I've been the anti-theocrat. May your gods remain fictional. And I will see you in the next one. Until then, have fun.